All right, today's February 20th, 2018. I'm going to talk about the 4 stocks I traded and how I scalped them for some profits in a weak overall market. Okay, so first stock I traded was ACHV. I was up super early this morning, and so I saw this thing gapping up on the pre-market. I actually thought about taking a trade on it at when it got to like $1.85 right here, but I didn't. Um, anyway, so I watched it climb. I watched it hit pre-market highs of $2.30. I actually tried to short it here at $2.30 because I knew it'd have a pullback, but there was no shares to short at E-Trade. So when it came down and it caught this support right here, I actually got long at $2.02 and was risking $2. And then you can see it broke $2, and I almost got out right here, but then it bounced right back. It held, and then it bounced back, and so that kind of scared me. The fact that it broke two right there. So whenever it had a pull up, I sold half of it just to reduce my risk. So basically took like $30 in profits, pretty much next to nothing. And then it kind of consolidated here, and then when it came down, I really got tired of watching it. I get impatient, and whenever it came down, I sold right. I think I sold right in here at like 204 for and pretty much right after I sold it, it starts to take off. So yeah, that was pretty much nothing. Anyway, so then right at the open, you can see that it flushed down, and it didn't come back the rest of the day. So I actually tried to dip buy it, I think at $2 right here. I tried to dip buy it right here at $2, at $2, and then as soon as it broke that $2, I sold, I think at $1.96 when it broke $2. So I ended up losing overall on ACHV, and so yeah, that one didn't work out too great, but that's okay. I think I ended up about breaking even on the overall together, scalping a little bit in the beginning and then losing a little bit right at the open. Meanwhile, while that was going, I noticed it in the chat room. While I was trading that one, I noticed in the chat room everyone's going crazy over DCAR. So immediately my attention shifted over to DCAR, and then so DCAR, whenever I actually looked at it, it was so I actually bought this one. So I seen it right here when it was breaking high a day. It had a mini pullback. I got long at I think 368 on this little 1-minute micro pullback. Got long at 368, and then as soon as it pushed through the high a day, I sold at 283. I sold half at 283, and then I watched it, and it couldn't really keep going past that 283, so it got stuffed here, it got stuffed again, and then I sold the rest at I think 278. So made a little bit there. I didn't really have very big size on this one, which I usually don't take very big size on my longs anyways. And then the overall market was weak. I really didn't think that this thing was going to do very well. I actually was looking for shares to short over here when it was kind of double topping, but there was no shares to short on it. It would have been a great short. So one day I'll have Centerpoint Securities, and I can I'll be able to short stocks like this. This was a mega low float. I think it had like 1 million in the float. It's really low float. In a hotter market, this thing could have had lots of follow through and could have went, to $5, $6, $7 a share. And if you're looking to gauge the overall market, I always look at SPY, the SPY. So the SPY kind of will tell you the overall market. So this is the overall market, how it's been. It's You know, we had a big crash, and it's kind of bounced a little bit, and it's been kind of choppy and sketchy. So, as opposed to how it's been for the last couple of years, where it's just been a steady grind up. So, if you are looking to watch the overall market, I usually watch the SPY. Um, Also, one I traded was ATRA. Now, this one is huge. This one's a really high price stock. I don't like trading high price stocks, but this one I've had my eye on for a while. I shorted here on this red day. I shorted here. I got squeezed in here. I got squeezed in here a little bit. I think overall in this stock, I maybe have made a little bit on it. Nothing worth the stress that I've gone through with it. But I did catch some short here on this day, and then I was looking at this one. I was watching this one from Friday. I was shorting this one last Friday. So I shorted this one last Friday. I caught this move last Friday. This is a nice move to catch. I actually got shook out, and then I caught the move right here. So I thought with the overall market gapping down, I figured this thing would have a morning panic on it, and it did. So these are 5-minute candles. This one, let me go to a 1-minute chart, because that's what I was more focused on. Right at the open, I already had an order to short at $45.05. So immediately I got a fill right at the open at $45.05. It came all the way down. It bounced. I added to my position when it bounced. I think at $45.50 is what I added at. And I thought about adding up higher, but I didn't. Anyways, it came down. It found some support. When it put in this triple bottom, I got out. I got out and I took my profits. I only had 200 shares, which is about a little over an $8,000 position. So, you know, made a little bit right there. And then the last one that I traded was HTGM, and I'm really glad that I took all my profits in this one, because this one's choppy. This thing, once it seems to find support, it always grinds its way back. So. And I've learned that by trading it in the past. Look at it. It's putting in lower highs now. So, you know, here, let's go to a 5-minute chart. And let's get rid of the pre-market hours. So this thing could actually come back and even go higher. So look, see, I had a big panic. Lower highs, and then it comes back. Big panic, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. But then it couldn't really get past the top, or it couldn't really break out again. This thing might be done. I mean, it's up so much. It's up from $15 all the way to $50 on no news. So this thing just keeps squeezing. So this thing today, you know, I mean, there's a top here, bottom here, bottom here. So, I mean, that seems to be like a key support zone. Next support zone, I think, would be down here at 37. So, I'll keep my eye on this. You know, if it can't get through 46, if 46 can shut it down, maybe I might short some more and hope to get some flush down to 37 with a small position. Try to be patient with it, but I always say I'm going to be patient, and if the trade's going my way, I usually just take the profits. I don't like having overnight risk. My biggest losses that I've ever had have been from overnight, holding stocks overnight. So if I do hold a stock overnight, it's always a super small position. Anyways, the last one that I traded was HTGM. I was shorting this one, so I'm going to go to a 1-minute chart. I actually lost on it at first. I tried shorting it. It's putting in. It looks like it's putting in a lower high. The high a day was 160, 161, and then it doesn't seem like it can keep breaking out. You know, it kind of. So I got short, I think, at 556, and I was watching it, and then using high day at my risk, it started to break out. As soon as it started to break out, I got out at, I think, 565, so I lost 10 cents on it. But then it was a weak breakout. It was super, super weak. So once it was weak, and it had this pretty hard pullback, I got short again. I got short again. I think at 565, 564, right in there, or maybe even 563. I can't remember exactly, but right in here, I got short in the 560s, low 560s, and I guess maybe it was kind of a revenge trade. I actually doubled my position size than I had on the first trade because maybe that's a little bit of a revenge trade because I really wanted to make back the money that I lost. And I was already up on the day, and I was almost kind of pissed at myself for even taking the trade because I could have just walked away for the rest of the day instead of giving some back. So I doubled up my position size. So yeah, I guess that was a little bit of a revenge trading. Anyways, it has this pullback, and then it bounced a little bit, and I should have added more right here, but I didn't. So I just let it. I watched it for a while. I watched it. And then I told myself, by this time it was almost noon. I was tired, been a little bit under the weather, and I wanted to take a nap before I had to go do some things. So I watched it, and whenever it had the first big crack, right down here to 540, I took it off at 540 and I took my profits. My actual goal was the low fives, like 510, 505. That was my actual goal, but I was just, by that time, just didn't have I didn't have enough cognitive energy to sit here and watch the screen and watch the trade. And so basically my daily goal every day, I try to make a minimum of $250. That's my daily goal. So, I was over that. I was at almost, that trade put me at almost $400 for the day. So I just turned off my computer and then went to bed. Sometimes you just don't want to watch it. And I thought about letting it just ride on its own and setting a stop loss down here. So if it hit it at like 520 or 515. But in the past, I've done that where I've let the trade just try to run by itself. And then all of a sudden the thing comes back and takes off without me. And before I know it, I've woke up and gotten squeezed. So that sucks. But in this market, I mean, maybe I could have done that. But anyway, so I got no overnight positions. I'm sitting 100% in cash, which I like very much. Took some, scalped a few trades. Nothing huge today, but made a little cash. It was a green day. Any day that's green is always good. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video and if you'd like to see some more, if you have any questions, comments, if you got any advice, be more than happy to read any comments that you guys may have out there. So thanks a lot for watching.